Hi everyone. Today we will learn to make okra or Bhindi Sambar, also known as Bendekaayi Sambar in Kannada. This is a popular South Indian lentil-based vegetable stew that tastes best when served hot with rice, dosa or idly. Now let's begin with this delicious nutrition-filled recipe. The ingredients we need are 250 grams of tender okra or bhindi. Make sure it is cut into medium-sized pieces where one bhindi is cut into two. Then we need lemon-sized tamarind pulp to extract the tamarind water, some salt to taste, and some oil. One whole radish sliced into thin pieces, one onion finely chopped, one tomato finely chopped, half a cup of Toor Dal or split pigeon peas, a handful of chopped coriander leaves. These are the ingredients we need for the sambar. Now, these are the second part of ingredients that we will be using for tempering or the tadka process. For this, we will need 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, half a teaspoon of Jeera, 1 pinch of Hing or Asafoetida, 2 dried red chillies, some fresh curry leaves, and another main ingredient to make this sambar is the sambar powder. In this recipe, I have used 2 tablespoons of sambar powder because the sambar powder that I am using is a bit spicy. So based on that, if your sambar powder is less spicy, then you could use 3 tablespoons of sambar powder. For your reference, a detailed description of the step-by-step method of this recipe is mentioned in the description box below. Now, let's begin with the recipe. Now, before we start the sambar making process, we need to do 2 things. First, soak the tamarind in hot water and keep it aside in order to extract the tamarind water later. Next, we will be frying the bhindi in some oil in order to help it lose its sticky moisture and make it ready to be put into the sambar. Now, add the tamarind into hot water and let it soak and keep it aside. Add oil into a utensil to fry the bhindi. Now, add the bhindi into the utensil with oil and make sure the flame is on medium to low. We need to fry this bhindi for about 15 to 20 minutes until it loses all its sticky moisture. Here you can see the sticky moisture is slowly coming out. Now you can see the bhindi is fried well and has lost all its stickiness. It's time to turn off the stove and transfer the bhindi into a different bowl and keep it aside. Wash the Toor Dal in water. Now, into a pressure cooker, add the washed Toor Dal along with all the vegetables that we had chopped and kept ready. And to this, add 5 glasses of water. Please note that if you need a thicker consistency of the sambar, then you could reduce the amount of water to 3 glasses. Here in this recipe, I have added 5 glasses of water. Now close the lid and put on the weight onto the pressure cooker and let it cook until 4 whistles. After the 4 whistles, let the pressure cooker cool down and then carefully remove the weight. Also, please note that it is normal for these stains to appear on the lid of the pressure cooker. This happens because of the pressure steaming out from the pressure cooker. Once the pressure cooker cools down, open the lid and you can see the ingredients are perfectly cooked. Now, turn on the stove to medium flame and let the vegetable stew simmer for some time. While it simmers, meanwhile, remove some hot water from the vegetable stew and pour it into a separate bowl. Then add the sambar powder into this and begin mixing well until it turns into a fine paste. We do this to avoid lumps being formed because of the powder in the sambar. So ensure there are no lumps and mix well. Now add the sambar paste into the simmering stew in the pressure cooker and mix well. Then take the tamarind that has been soaking in hot water and begin squishing with your hands in order to extract the tamarind water. After squeezing the tamarind pulp for a few minutes, extract the tamarind water by filtering it with a strainer and collect the tamarind water in a separate bowl. Now add the tamarind water into the pressure cooker with the ingredients and mix it well and let it continue to simmer. Make sure the flame is on medium to low and let the sambar continue to simmer, and now add the salt. Now add the fried bhindi into the sambar and mix well and let it continue to simmer. Meanwhile, we will begin preparing the tadka to add to the sambar. Also, along with the bhindi, add the chopped coriander leaves and let it continue to simmer. And side by side, we will begin with the tadka. Keep the flame on low and add 1 tablespoon of oil into a utensil for tadka. Once the oil heats up, add 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds and let them splutter. Now add fresh curry leaves and fry them for a few seconds until they turn crisp. Now add the jeera and the dried red chillies and fry them until they turn crisp for a few seconds. And lastly, add the hing or the Asafoetida and fry for a few seconds. The tadka is done and you can turn off the stove. Now add the tadka into the sambar and you will see it spluttering as you add it into the sambar. It is normal for this to happen. The spluttering of the ingredients is what brings out the essence of the sambar and enhances its taste. Mix well and let it simmer for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of simmering, close the lid and turn off the stove. After turning off the stove, let the sambar sit for 20 minutes before serving. Bhindi sambar or Bendekaayi sambar is now ready to serve. It tastes best when served with rice, idly or dosa. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please like, share and subscribe.